How's it going, everybody? This is Clint once again with Fire Pit Sports, coming to you with another video, a what if video. I absolutely want to start out by saying I really appreciate all the support I've been getting. Keep dropping comments. I love hearing from everybody. But today, what if Kobe Bryant spent 2 years in college? Now, when Kobe came into the league, he was a high schooler during a time when high schoolers were just kind of starting to skip college and go right into the NBA. Garnett was the first player to do it the year prior. Kobe Bryant and Jermaine O'Neal were the next two that came out early. They were picking high school kids at that time as high prospects, but there were still some coaches out there that weren't ready to just kind of put them immediately in the starting lineup right away, including Lakers coach Dale Harris. Now, Kobe spent his first 2 seasons coming off the bench behind Eddie Jones. He contributed about 7 points a game his rookie year. He won the slam dunk competition the next season and was actually voted onto the All-Star team in 1998, even though he was still coming off the bench. So what if he had gone to college? What if he hadn't been the high schooler who was seen as a project? When asked, Kobe said his college choices were between Duke and North Carolina, and he was likely going to go with Duke. So if you had Kobe Bryant with 2 years under the wing of Coach K, a proven commodity who could be inserted directly into the starting lineup, what would that career look like? That's what we're going to talk about. And since Kobe's career really followed 2 parts, kind of Shaq and post-Shaq, we're going to do this video in 2 parts as well. First part's going to look at his career up until 2005, and you'll see why I picked 2005 as I go through it. And then from 2005 to 2016. So right off the bat, I'm going to say these videos are pure speculation. And with these type of things, everyone, including myself, tend to kind of go to the best case scenario option. I'm not going to go best case scenario. I'm going to go likely case scenario, or more likely than not case scenario. I picked 2 years because that's kind of a good number to go with. I thought that it would be the right amount of time for Kobe. He was good enough, obviously, if he wanted to come out after his freshman year to make an impact right away. But I do think that Kobe would welcome 1 more year of growth under Coach K. So here are the biggest impacts to the NBA if Kobe Bryant spent 2 years in college. So instead of getting drafted 13th overall and then heading to LA for Vlade Divac, Kobe is more seasoned, and he's coming in with college tape that GMs can evaluate so teams know what they have. He's more prepared to make a larger impact after working with Coach K for 2 years. Now, in hindsight, we would say, of course, Kobe's going to be number 1 overall with 2 years of college, but I chose to make him the first player selected at his position, not number 1 overall, which puts him 5th overall to the Toronto Raptors. Essentially, he swaps with Vince Carter out of North Carolina, who was the first shooting guard taken in the 1998 NBA draft. Already there and making an impact in Toronto is Tracy McGrady, who came out of high school the year before, and they picked him up 9th overall. In this scenario, he's polished, he comes into the league, he wins the Rookie of the Year in 1998 and makes an immediate impact on the Toronto Raptors. I think it's safe to say that Phil Jackson isn't coming to LA without Kobe and Shaq, which means that the Lakers are going to spend 96 through 2005, the first part of this, looking for the Scottie Pippen to Shaq's Michael Jordan. Oh, and while we're talking Scottie Pippen, a Kobe-less Lakers helps Pippen get 1 ring without Michael in Portland in 1999. Instead, the Toronto Raptors have McGrady and Kobe, which is enough to keep them competitive and chasing a ring. And in 2000, they start a dynasty of their own, winning 3 straight. So without a Kobe Shaq dynasty or a Phil Jackson, the ring count is going to look much different. Kobe's going to get the upper hand in this one. The reason Kobe comes in with a superstar like McGrady, while the Lakers, who will be competitive with Shaq, won't be able to rely on the draft because they're not going to be picking high enough, and rather they're going to have to rely on trades and free agency. And the one I think the Lakers will make a serious move for is in 2000, Grant Hill. Now, believe it or not, Grant Hill was one of the best players in the league at one point. He would have played with Shaq on the 1996 Olympic team, and Orlando paid him $92 million in 2000 in hopes that he would kind of fill the void for Shaq. In this history, Hill is seen as the missing piece, but literally the next season, injuries are going to keep that from happening. The Raptors are going to take 3 titles in a row as Kobe and McGrady start to hit their peak production. Toronto sees they have something special. They hire Lenny Wilkins as their coach. Then, instead of Jermaine O'Neal going to Indiana when he hit his peak production, he's going to go to the Raptors. And that will bring a three-peat to Toronto. With the Raptors and Kobe getting 3 early, when does Shaq get his? 2005. So there's no Shaq-Kobe drama. Shaq isn't sent to Miami. And after signing Rudy Tomjanovich as their head coach, they pick up Steve Nash along with some other pieces. The Lakers finally get their ring in 2005, giving Shaq his 1 ring to Kobe's 3. And Phil will stay at 6. So that is part 1. Part 2, I'm going to pick up after a 2-year gap. Shaq is going to be leaving LA. Kobe's teammates are going to either leave Toronto altogether, or in this case of trading McGrady, Tracy McGrady, start dealing with injuries, and they're going to have to do some pivoting. So in part 2, we are going to see the next Kobe run with the Raptors after working out some major trades. That's going to set up a run where we're going to see Kobe versus LeBron turning into the Bird versus Magic in the 80s. And then we're going to do a final ring count and GOAT comparison between the new Kobe career against Michael Jordan. So that one's going to be hitting pretty soon. So until that one, have a good one, everybody.